Have you ever wondered why INTPs, often seen as the architects of ideas, seem to carry a deep, intrinsic sadness? These analytical thinkers, with their rich inner worlds and constant quest for knowledge, are known for their originality and inventiveness. Yet, there's a certain melancholy that often shrouds the INTP personality type. INTPs are like walking think tanks, constantly dissecting theories, exploring possibilities, and creating intricate systems in their minds. But with this deep intellectualism comes a profound sense of sadness, a melancholy that seems to be as inherent as their love for logical reasoning. It's like a silent companion, often unnoticed by others, but deeply felt by the INTPs themselves. Is it the weight of their unexpressed thoughts, or the constant quest for perfection that never ends? Or is it something more, something intrinsic, something deeply woven into the fabric of their being? Dive with us as we unravel the mystery behind the deep sadness of INTPs. To understand the sadness, we first need to understand the INTP personality. You see, INTPs, or introverted intuitive thinking perceiving types in the Myers-Briggs type indicator, are a fascinating bunch. They're the architects of thought, the philosophers of the personality world. Picture a mind that's constantly buzzing with ideas, theories, and possibilities. That's the INTP for you. Their introverted thinking leads them to constantly analyze and question everything around them. It's like they're perpetually trying to solve an intricate puzzle within their minds. And solitude? It's not just a preference, it's their sanctuary. It's where their creativity and analytical skills shine the brightest. It's where they feel the most comfortable, at peace, and in control. But don't mistake them for being aloof or detached. Beneath their quiet exterior, there's a world of rich, complex ideas waiting to be explored. So, these are the traits that make INTPs unique. Now let's delve into their emotional world. INTPs might seem detached, but their emotional landscape is far from barren. Now you might find this surprising. After all, aren't INTPs the logical, analytical types? The ones who'd rather solve puzzles than ponder feelings? Well, yes and no. While they may wear a mask of rationality, there is a deep reservoir of emotion beneath the surface. This rich emotional world is often misunderstood, even by the INTP themselves. They can feel deeply, intensely, but this intensity is usually hidden away, buried under layers of thought and analysis. This can make them seem distant, aloof even, but that's far from the truth. In reality, they're just more inclined to process their feelings internally, turning them over in their minds like a Rubik's Cube. And this is where we start to uncover the root of the INTP's sadness. Their emotional depth, often hidden, is the first clue to their inherent sadness. Ever heard of existential depression? It's more common in INTPs than you might think. With their minds persistently whirring and analyzing, INTPs are often caught in a tangle of deep thoughts. This cerebral personality type, with its insatiable curiosity, is always on a quest for understanding the world around them and their place in it. But sometimes this endless pursuit of knowledge can lead to a dark alley, existential depression. It's like falling into a dark pit of despair where they question life's purpose, their own existence, and the overall meaning of everything. It's not just about feeling down, it's a profound sense of disillusionment and isolation that can be incredibly overwhelming. INTPs may find themselves grappling with these existential queries more often than others. Their analytical minds, combined with their introspective nature, make them more susceptible to this kind of mental anguish. This existential crisis, a common occurrence for INTPs, contributes significantly to their deep sadness. INTPs in a social setting, it's like a fish out of water, isn't it? INTPs, with their analytical minds and introspective nature, often find themselves feeling out of place in the bustling and often superficial world of social interactions. They're not ones for idle chit-chat or small talk. They yearn for depth, for meaningful discussions that go beyond the weather or the latest gossip. They crave conversations that stir the mind and feed the soul. However, these aren't always easy to find. So, they may end up retreating into their own world, preferring the company of their thoughts over the noise of the crowd. They're not antisocial, but rather selectively social. Unfortunately, this preference can sometimes lead them to feel alienated or misunderstood. They may struggle to establish connections on a superficial level, leading to a sense of isolation. Their struggle to connect on a superficial level often adds to their sense of isolation. INTPs have a world of feelings, but expressing them, that's another story. You see, INTPs aren't exactly the most forthcoming when it comes to their emotions. It's not that they're devoid of feelings, far from it. They experience a rich tapestry of emotions, just like anyone else. But their analytical nature often gets in the way of expressing these emotions. Instead, they get tangled up, trying to make logical sense of what they're feeling, which can make it harder for them to articulate their emotions to others. This struggle to express their feelings often leads to a sense of being misunderstood. They long to share their inner world, but find it difficult to translate their complex emotions into words. This can create a sense of isolation, adding another layer of sadness to their already introspective nature. Their struggle with emotional expression is another layer in their complex emotional landscape. Emotional intelligence, it's not just about understanding others, it's about understanding oneself too. Picture this. You're an INTP, a logical and intuitive thinker. You're great at spotting patterns, solving problems, and thinking outside the box. But when it comes to understanding your own feelings, now that's a different story. Let's dive into the theory of emotional intelligence. It's got two main components, self-awareness and self-management. Self-awareness is about recognizing our own emotions, and self-management is about controlling them. Now, for an INTP, both these aspects can be challenging. Their analytical mind is often so busy solving puzzles that it overlooks their emotional needs. They might struggle to identify what they're feeling, let alone manage those feelings. This struggle can lead to feelings of sadness, frustration, and even loneliness. It's like being a stranger in your own emotional world. Emotional intelligence, or lack thereof, can greatly influence the INTP's emotional state. Perfection, the double-edged sword for INTPs. For these intellectual and imaginative individuals, the world is a complex web of possibilities that they are constantly striving to unravel. This innate curiosity often morphs into a relentless pursuit of perfection. INTPs are notorious for setting the bar incredibly high, not just for others, but especially for themselves. Their logical and analytical minds are always on the lookout for flaws and inconsistencies. They are their own harshest critics, always pushing themselves to achieve the unattainable ideal. However, this relentless pursuit often leaves them feeling inadequate. When reality doesn't match up to their ideal, they are prone to feelings of failure and disappointment. This sense of never being good enough, of always falling short, can contribute significantly to the deep-rooted sadness often felt by INTPs. It's crucial to remember that perfection is an illusion, an unattainable ideal that no one, not even the most meticulous INTP, can ever truly achieve. Their quest for perfection, while admirable, can often be a source of distress. Unfulfilled potential, the silent sorrow of many INTPs. The INTP personality type is a powerhouse of innovation and creativity. They're brimming with ideas, concepts, and theories that could revolutionize the world. However, their struggle often lies in the execution of these ideas. INTPs are perfectionists at heart. They yearn for their ideas to be realized in the exact form they envision, and this can often lead to a paralysis of action. The fear of their idea not living up to their expectations can prevent them from taking that crucial first step. This struggle can lead to a deep sense of frustration and dissatisfaction. Their minds are a whirlwind of thoughts and ideas, yet the tangible results they long for remain elusive. It's like having a treasure chest full of gold, but lacking the key to unlock it. This unfulfilled potential can weigh heavily on the INTP's spirit. It's a silent sorrow that lurks in the background, adding a poignant touch to their inherent sadness. Their struggle to bring their ideas to life adds another layer to their inherent sadness.